Hey everyone, this is Sherry with Serenity for the Soul. Told you I'd have a kiln unload. I thought I would have a decent sized kiln unload today, and twofold, this kiln was not good. So a lot of my pieces that I thought were in the kiln weren't, and I don't know where they were the other day because they weren't where I put them, but they weren't in the kiln. So, and then second fold, if you remember when I got to Arizona and I had a limited selection of clays, and I didn't like the absorption rate on any of them, so he found me one clay with a lower absorption rate, and it was Laguna Smooth Red. And it's been fine to work with and everything, but it fires super dark red. So all my glazes look like crap on it. So yeah, not happy about that, but I'll go ahead and share. I'll start with the first few pieces that came out a couple weeks ago, and these are all on Aardvark B-Mix, so lighter clay. So first, got this little vase. So that is just a vinyl placemat I found on Amazon, rolled into the clay. These hand built, obviously. And then they're all spectrums, except this is Amico Sunbeam. The spectrums I used, Autumn Purple, Fuzzy Peach, Sunrise, Floating Turquoise, and Boogie Pink. So that came out cute. I like it. Okay, so the next three things, I tried something new also. A few things new. Did underglaze transfers for the first time, and a Bots glaze. So I just got these underglaze transfers off of Amazon. These are cherry blossoms, and once again it's on the white clay, thankfully. And this is Bots Morganite ×3, and then I put a rim of frosted berries on the inside, and then here's the little drain tray that goes with it, also Morganite with the frosted berries on it. So very cute little planter. Then I got another little planter, and this also some transfers I got off of Amazon, and the glaze is Amico Marigold Celadon, and the Jungle Jam is Purple Rain. And here's the little tray for it. So it's a pretty yellow glaze, and I like, you know, the Celadons allow the transfer to be seen well, so yeah, so I think that's cute too. And then the last thing that came out of that kiln load was just a little ring dish that I made, possibly for a friend. And I put a little butterfly in the bottom of it. And glaze is 3 times Amico Tangelo. And I put a rim of Citrus Splash Jungle Gem. I've tried to use that a couple of times, and I just really don't get much of a result with it. I have a piece that should be firing in the next week or so that is snow with it over it, so I'm going to see if it shows up on snow. And these are fired to cone 5, because that's what they fire to. So they came out okay though. Everything looks good. So yeah, so I like I like the glazes on the white clay. Aardvark B-Mix has an absorption rate of around, I think, 2.5%, which is still not bad. I'm a Kentucky Mudworks clay girl, and I guess I've gotten used to absorption rates under 1%, and I'm more comfortable, especially if I'm selling pieces. So yeah. Here is the last piece I have on the white clay for this time, and it's a platter. It worked really bad in bisque, but it flattened back out in the glaze fire. It has just a little bit of a wobble. And that is also a vinyl placemat rolled into the clay. And that is 2x Floating Turquoise by Spectrum. So that looks really good. I was gonna put Autumn Purple on this, and the last minute I changed my mind. And I have a shallow bowl that's also got, not this exact print on it, but that I'm gonna do the Autumn Purple on. The Spectrum glaze is just, I love the floating glazes over texture as long as you don't get it too heavy. And then I didn't even on-gobe the back of this or anything. So I did put little feet on it, but yeah, it's not the greatest in the world by any stretch. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that, but I like the color. Now to the ugly, not all of them are bad. Not all of them are bad, but there are definitely some I do not like. So first piece, my daughter needed a little spoon rest for by her coffee pot for her like creamer spoon, and she wanted white, and white's plain and boring. So I did white, soft white by Spectrum. I did on-gobe on the bottom. And then I did a line of Jazz Notes. So that came out good. I like it. It's showing all the color. It's very pretty. Anyway, so hopefully she'll be okay with that. Then these little bowls, actually, they're part of a bigger project. So when I get it all completely done, I'll re-show them. But these are some of the Coyote glazes that I got in that sample pack. So now I gotta remember. Oh, I'm not gonna remember. It's on my phone. Doesn't do me any good. It's Coyote. It's one of their phase glazes from last year. I want to say Enchanted something or another. I'll have to look it up and put it on the screen if I can. But anyway, I did 3 coats on gobe to the bottom, but like I said, these are part of a, I don't know if this one's actually gonna work, but an idea I have for something. But I've had a better idea since I did these for what I need to add to make them easier to do what I want them to do without giving it away. Yeah, so I like the color. And this is Coyote Amethyst from their Fantasy Glazes from last year. That is very pretty. I'll be using that. Kind of reminds me a little bit of what Lunar Pink looks like on a dark clay. I don't know how good my lighting is, how well you can really see. I have lots of light, but I don't know if it's giving too much glare. It's kind of got a pinkish tone to the purple on the darker clay. So it's pretty. And then This one is, you know what? I was wrong on this. This is Firefly something. Firefly Garden, something like that. This is Enchanted Sunset. Also a pretty color. I think I'd like it better not on a really super dark red clay. I'll go to the bottom, and I've got one little pinhole in it, but for what I'm going to use them for, that won't matter. So yeah, so if I get my projects done with these in the next week or so, I'll show them again. But okay, do I show you the two I really like, and then the three that I don't? Or the three that I don't first? I'm going with the ones I like first. So this is a little wine cup that I just almost dropped. That is satin or Rebay, however you say it. ×3 on the bottom. I believe it was ×3. And river birch ×3. So I did basically the bottom 2/3 with satin Rebay and the top 2/3 with river birch. And I didn't quite get the effect. Girl online, hers blended it looked like trees almost. And I'm sure it's just from the river birch, but it was really, really pretty. But that's still a really pretty combo. Might do it on something bigger at some point, and just river birch on the inside. And then here's a little bit bigger one. So probably could have put the river birch on a little heavier maybe. Like I said, I think this clay just kind of has eaten up some of my color, but the satin Rebay came out though really pretty. It's a very pretty blue, so that shows very well. But so I'll give you an idea of how dark this clay is. So it's that dark. It's a really, really dark red. So much darker than my big turtle clay. More comparable to the Elkhorn red clay. And I didn't really care for my Elkhorn red clay either, except the Spectrum glazes looked okay on it. Definitely should not have used Celadon on this, which I did because I put underglaze on the pattern and wiped it back. And I don't even want to show you because it's just ugly. But here we go. So you will never guess these colors because they look nothing like what they should look like because of the dark red clay and the fact that they're all Celadons. And I don't know. I mean, some of them, it didn't even show my black. I don't know. It didn't even show my black on the stuff that well. So I really don't know. So 3 times poppy, 3 times fog, 3 times snow. Snow on the inside. Yeah, I really don't like this at all. And unfortunately, I have a vase that's waiting to go in the kiln, glazed the same way. And I have 2 other pieces that I did the same. I did the black underglaze wiped back. And like I said, the black underglaze wiped back, it's not even showing. I mean, the snow, like, I mean, it filled in the texture. This, well, that's so dark you can't really tell, but even like here, like the glaze actually did fill in the texture and it's not showing, even though they're all Celadons. So I wish I would have used Spectrum glazes because they would have looked better. Or white clay. So ugly. Probably gonna pitch it. I mean, it is ugly. And I'm gonna have 3 more pieces that are gonna be ugly too. So the other 2, they aren't these colors, but they're mulberry, which is gonna be super dark. Sky and snow. And one of them has the big tall vase. I did 4 colors. So I did mulberry, sky, cherry blossom, and snow. They're gonna look bad. They're all gonna look bad. So yeah, I've got to do. I cannot use Celadons on this clay. So anyway, and there's other things I can't use on it either because this also came out terribly ugly. It was a really cute combination I found online. Of course, it was probably on white clay or lighter clay, obviously. So this is 2 times Desert Dusk with 2 times Speckled Plum over it. I can get out of the picture so maybe it'll focus better on that. Even though I don't know that you really want it to focus on it because it's not very pretty. Yeah. So I don't know. There, you can kind of shine the light on it. It's nothing you really want to shine much light on, though. I mean, it's I don't know. It's ugly. Anyway. I love being in Arizona, but I miss my kiln and my own studio and my own clay and whatever. Cute little cup. They always come out much smaller than I plan on them being. And then this is the satin Oribe again, times 3, I believe. And the Speckled Plum. I found a combination with Speckled Plum and Frost Blue, and I thought this would be somewhat similar. And I think the whole problem again is the Speckled Plum on the dark red clay is not making a very pretty color. This is at least tolerable. I mean, it's not so ugly that I would throw it in the trash. This is, and this is darn close. So, so that's all I've got for tonight. It's not a very big kiln load, and I have a big swirl chip and dip that I thought would be out today. A big vase, another mug, a cup that I couldn't get the handle to, well, actually the handle came off in bisque. And so I just made it'll be like a vase, a rounder, shorter vase. I think, what else is there? A gnome mug. A chicken. There was something else that I glazed. And then I think there's probably 2 floppy rim bowls. Well, maybe just one, because one's right here. So maybe 1 floppy rim bowl. What's the other thing I glazed over the weekend? I can't remember now. So anyway, those should maybe be out by Sunday. And I can do another short reveal, but they're gonna be half really ugly. And trying to think what glazes I used on the other pieces, if they're gonna be glazes that come out well or not. On the gnome I used deck. I think I used powder turquoise. Oh, the other thing I glazed over the weekend is a mushroom top. Here's the stem. I've just made it for in my flower bed. So the mushroom top I used lime shower on. Yeah, anyway, I guess that's it for now, and there'll be some, I'm hoping the chip and dip is good. The glazes I used on it should be okay on dark, I hope. The vase and the cup, the mug's gonna be bad. The two vases. So, well, that's it for tonight. Like I said, kind of a disappointing day when I got there that a lot of the stuff I thought was coming out didn't. And then just the fact of how dark red that clay is. I mean, it is dark. And it did not mix well with my celadons. So it made them ugly, ugly. So I'll be probably trying that combination again if he's still attempting to find me some lighter clay. I really just want to order my own. But anyway, we'll see. I may go check out another studio, and if they'll let me bring in different clay, I may make a change. So yeah. All right, well, I'll talk to y'all later.